Hello once again. My name is Zach and this hat is a cheeseburger. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking about the contact zones, the art of contact zone. This was by Mary Louise Pratt. Now what I have to answer today is why contact zones are important according to her research and how does she use it to emphasize why it is important. The first thing she goes into talking about is watching her son learning the fundamentals of life through baseball cards. Her son would learn math because of all the statistics and stuff through the game, through the cards, ratios of the players and stuff like that. Also phonics, like he would make players' names shorter or abbreviate them so he could better understand them because some of them did have complicated names, especially for how old he was. I believe he was like 10 or something around that age. Let's see. He saw racism happen and wars happen in relativity to baseball because they did have an effect on everything. Racism was a big thing in baseball for a long time. The contact zone, as she describes it, is a social space where cultures meet, clash, and grapple with one another, often in contexts of highly symmetrical relations of power. So a couple of examples that she uses is colonialism or slavery. And then she goes on to talk about this man named Guamon Roma, whatever. He's an Andean who was proficient in speaking, writing his language enough to the point where he was trying to talk to the Spaniards directly. He wrote letters to even the king of Spain during whenever they were conquering most of that area. But the problem was, with the whole contact zone between the Andeans and the Spanish, was that they didn't really understand his writing. It wasn't part of their culture to know. So, okay. Yeah, all that. Because, the way they thought was completely different, like the Andeans. It was completely different than what the Spanish people thought. Let's see. Yeah, his words never really met the Spanish people because they had high literary barriers, as I've stated 3 times by now. Okay. Contact zones occur because speech communities, groups of people walking and talking the same ways, and accepting one another. Contact zones itself is not limited to 2 major groups. It can work on a smaller scale as well, new and old generation, parent to child, teacher to student, etc. Today we all can hope all we can hope for of the contact zone is that the groups involved learn something from the others. So if I revert back to the Andeans and the Spanish, I don't think the Spanish really learned much from the Andeans. They just kind of conquered them. But if you go back to her example of her son learning a lot through baseball cards, that contact zone was good because the baseball cards got across their message that, the players were getting advertised, and at the same time, her son was learning all this new stuff through baseball cards, and he gained a great interest through baseball. So, contact zone is very important to where 2 groups meet. Yeah, it's rather important today. When my face meets a burger, happiness happens.